Wonderful. So a warm welcome to all of you. Yogeshwari, thank you for an elaborate profile that you said about me. And what happened with us right now is exactly what life is. You plan something and something else happens. It is about getting onto track. And as they say that man proposes and God disposes. How many of you agree with that? Give me a yes in the chat box if you agree that's how life works. You plan something else and something else happens. Give me a yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. Perfect. I got it. My God. So many yeses. Exactly. So that is what life is doing to us at all the times. All of you young girls, and I probably you have a few boys as well. You had planned something in your life that you thought 2020 is going to be like that. And then we have this pandemic coming in, ruining all our plans, all our birthday parties, our anniversaries, and everything for us. People who thought they would go outside to study further, even that's been postponed. Now tell me, in one word, type it in the chat box for me, what will you do in a scenario wherein planning and working out of life goes and delays itself in a session of an hour by 12 minutes. So in a session which is only 60 minutes, there is a delay of 10 minutes only because of the audio, video cannot hear it, technology. How many of you, give me a word in the chat box, what will you do in such a case if it happens with life? You planned something else and something else happened. I'm waiting for the responses. What are you going to do if planning and life are not great friends? Give me a word. Time management. Patience, facing the situation. Adaptability. Flow, looking for an alternative. Faith and patience. Hoping for good time. Disappointed. Having an alternative plan. Wonderful. And all these things that you're saying is absolutely valid. Somebody says, Andia says, angry, which is so true. And Andia, thank you for being so honest, because the moment life does not work out, our first reaction is anger. Isn't that true? And after that, we say, okay, what can I do about it? What is most important is to get back on track. Yes, Sucheta, that is what it is. Now, falling is not a problem, but as soon as you get back on track, that is the most important thing. As we go through life, there are challenges that are going to come. Everything will not work out as per our capacity. What we can do is definitely plan, work for the best, and prepare for the worst. Let me hear a few of you, when you got to know about this program that's happening, Heart to Heart, what were your initial thoughts? So just unmute yourself and let's have 3-4 people share. What's your thought on Heart to Heart? So anybody, please just unmute yourself and go ahead. Anyone, just unmute yourself and go ahead. Tell us your name, the year of college that you're in, and what does it mean to have a heart-to-heart talk? Yes, Anusha, go ahead.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Anusha.
Heart to heart, I think it's cleanliness about girls, how we should be, ma'am.
How should girls be? Okay,
Yes,
thank you, Anusha. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am.
Monisha says it's an open talk. Wonderful. Let's have 2-3 more of you. Just unmute yourself and talk. Tell me your name, the year that you're in college, and tell me.
Hello, ma'am. This is Yamini here from Indian Academy.
Hi, Yamini.
Yeah, so when I saw the title of your talk, Heart to Heart, I thought it would be about mental illness and mental health during the pandemic. So that's what triggered me first.
Okay, Yamini, thank you. So mental health. Okay, perfect. Let's
Ma'am,
have one more.
ma'am, I felt it was love yourself and be the way you are, because we are all unique in ourselves, right? So that's what the first thing it came to me. Myself, Mansa, faculty from Indian Academy.
Thank you, Mansa. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so it is about loving yourself. Okay, and tell me, out of the two, whether the heart or the brain, what is more important? Just type in the chat box. What's more important? Is the heart more important or is the brain more important? When it comes to taking decisions, when it comes to loving yourself, mental illness, wellness. Okay, so some says heart, some says brain, and some say both. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you for this wonderful response. I got that. Now, when you know that it is more about balancing it, why do we tilt on one side? Education makes us more brain orientated, and love makes us more heart orientated. And somehow the confluence between the two does not happen with ease. And look at this. Now you'll see that in a couple of seconds on your screen. And what do you see? Isn't this what happens when you fall in love? If you get hurt, it's your brain coming and telling you, hey, I told you you'll be hurt, but you didn't listen to me. Isn't that true? So what do we do? How do we handle that? Starting with the first things first. If we want a full congruence of the system, if we want to love ourselves, if we want to be mentally healthy, if we want to have an open talk, we are looking at a collaboration that happens between the heart, brain, and the gut. You know, when we say, you know what, my gut feel says it may not be the right thing to do. That feel that all of us have. If we have these three in order, we will be successful in all areas of life. And by the way, how do you define success? Success isn't money. Success isn't position. Success isn't relationships. Success is all of them or none of it. Because each one of us is unique as the fingerprint. So we define what it means to be successful to ourselves. So when we bring all of these three together, what do we have? These are the three brains that operate within us at all points in time. If you look at the brain, this is the seat of logic and intellect. And this directs our behavior. At times, we don't want to say something, but we end up saying it. We didn't mean it, but we just said it because it's coming from the unconscious part of our brain. The heart is where we really operate from. We are emotional beings. Whatever we may say, at the end of the day, from our buying decisions to loving a person, everything is coming from the heart. And gut is the place where you have the peace, the relaxing hormone getting secreted. And it's very important for all of these to stay in place. Now, this is about it in terms of, you know what, we heard it, we already know it's supposed to be in place. How do we get that done? So for that, I would want to take you through a small exercise. And this exercise you can do at any point in time when you're making a decision. Whether it's further course study that you want to take up, whether it's a particular project that you want to do, whether it's a person that you're choosing to marry or you think would make a good partner, or you're going for further education somewhere, anything in life, you can go ahead and take this as a benchmark of making decisions. And when you do that, after that, you will see how things will fall in place for you. Okay, so everybody with me to do this exercise, give me a yes in the chat box. Wonderful, wonderful. So this shows you can also hear me clearly. Wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay, so I want all of you to think of a time when you took a right decision. A time when you took a decision and it worked out well for you. If you want, if it helps, you can just close your eyes. And as you think about this decision that you took, pay attention to your body. Looking at how your body felt at the time when you took that decision. And then take a decision that you have to take in life now. Again, could be marriage, could be dating somebody, could be further education, a project. Think about a decision that you're about to take that you still have options open for. And as you think of that decision, I want you to go to your brain part, put your attention there and ask, is it logical? Just ask your mind, just ask your brain. Is it logical? Does it make sense to go ahead with this decision? And then move to your heart. If you want, you can just place your hands on the heart as well. And then ask your heart, does it make you happy? And pay attention to the response that you get. It'll give you a meeky voice of a yes or a no. And then move to your gut and ask a simple question here. Does it feel right? Just ask a simple question. Does it feel right? And as you do that, you can now open your eyes. And now when you think of that decision, do you know whether you would do it or not do it based on the congruence? If the heart, the mind, which is the brain here, and the gut says yes, you are going to take that decision without further thinking. So how many of you got clarity with this exercise? Type I did in the chat box. Wonderful. Thank you, Prema, Deepika, Lokeshwari. Thank you, Bala. Thank you, Yogeshwari. Thank you, Deepa. Thank you, everybody else. All the names that I couldn't take. Nandini, thank you. Yes, I got it. So I did. Now, if it is a complete yes from the heart, brain, and the gut, go ahead and take that decision. But if it is not, exactly, Yashwini, that is what we are coming to. Now, if the heart says yes and the brain says no, or the other way around, what do you do then? That's exactly what I'm coming to. What you do at that point in time is you get more information. If the brain says, no, don't go ahead, there is something that the brain is trying to tell you. And you set yourself in a state of inquiry. Always be open and flexible as individuals. When we started out in the beginning, that's what we said. When things don't go according to our plan, we become flexible. Flexibility pays. Now, when you have a system which does not say yes, either it's the brain or the heart or the gut, what do you do then? You become open to more information that's coming your way. So you read about it, you speak to people who are elder to you, younger to you, your age, depending on what kind of decision is it. And also, you just wait for some sign to come your way that will tell you if it is the right thing to do. Giving your heart away is the easiest thing to do. But staying in a relationship is difficult. Maintaining is the real task. If you agree with me, give me a yes. Falling in love is easy, but maintaining that love for yourself and your partner is the difficult thing to do. Now, if you have a person in your life already, or you've dated somebody in the past, let's be open about it. We have faculty members here, but it is a fact of life that we've all dated different people at different points in time. How do we know whether he is the right person for us? The first benchmark is to do the 3 brain check, which is the brain, the heart, and the gut. And secondly is just going slowly, step by step. If you look at the entire context of life, when people come and say this to you, it's not going to work out, this guy is like that, they may be saying out of experience. Listening to them and not giving in to the chemical reactions that are happening in the body. Do you agree to that? Give me a yes or a no in the chat box. Taking it slow, taking your own time in order to make a decision. And how, you see, you're all educated, passionate, energetic girls that I'm talking to right now. The amount of chats that I'm getting from you, I know that for sure. The energy would have been a whole new different if we were in person, from the stuff, enthusiasm that's coming from your side. You don't want to take a decision that takes you into a less energy zone. Is that correct? Give me a C, which is correct, in the chat box. Exactly. Now, how do we make that happen? The way we make it happen is that we prioritize what's most important in our life. We call it as a hierarchy of values. Now, when you look at your life, what's most important to you right now? Give me something which is most important to you right now. Is it your career, your health, marriage, your boyfriend? Who's most important to you right now? Give me in the chat box. Health, family, career, happiness, health, career, education, goals, studies. Wonderful. Now I want you to do another thing. If you have your smartphone with you, you could do that. If you have a paper and pen, you could write there. I want you to write top 3 things that are most important to you in your diary or on your smartphone. Top 3 things that are most important to you. And looking at the responses that I'm getting in the chat box, I'm guessing they are career goals, which is 1, your education, 2nd is your health, and 3rd is your family. And I want you to now, when you go back home today, I want you to stick this, write it on a piece of paper and stick it on your wall, saying that on 28th of September at 11:29 in the morning, these 3 things were most important for me. And I want you to revisit them in 6 months. Darlings, I can say that to you. When you have someone coming to your life, when you have something else happening to your life, these top 3 values and priorities change. And that is the time I want you to look at this list and get back on track. When you look at the sports player, you look at how Olympics are run, they always make sure that they make it happen. Do you like listening to stories? Do you want to listen to a story that I have for you, a real life story? Give me a yes in the chat box. Wonderful. So this is a story, a real story of a shooter. And he was preparing for his Olympics. While preparing for his Olympics, a world war happened. And the Olympics got postponed, obviously. Now, in an accident soon after the Olympics got postponed, his right arm had to be amputated. And he was a right-hand shooter. Now, when his right arm got amputated, everybody around him told him that, you know what, you will not be able to make it for Olympics anymore. You're a shooter and you don't have the dominant arm with you anymore. He took that as an opportunity. He said, the World War has postponed the Olympics. Let me just do something with myself right now. And he trained himself all over again with the left hand. And guess what? He did training for 4 years, and there is something that happened which postponed the Olympics even further. And then he had 4 more years to train. So in total, he worked for 12 years before he could finally participate in the Olympics. And in the Olympics, after 12 years of wait, he won the gold medal. This is what persistence does to us. If we stick on, life is going to give us all our goals, all the ambitions, everything that we want for ourselves. But we would have to learn to just keep doing stuff. Each time we fall down, it's about getting up and moving on. Let me show you this bit when it comes to communication and achieving of goals, because that's your number one priority, what I can see, your career. Let me just tell you, how does this really work out in life? Look at this. These are the 3 C's of communication. The first one is to have clarity. So if you're building goals in your life, if you are career oriented, have clarity. Be calm. When you are patient, peaceful, and calm, things work out well. And be confident, knowing that you will get to your goals. And just to give you a 1-minute snapshot of setting of goals, a lot of you are career oriented here, and hence I'm talking about it. Keep your goal positive. Keep your eyes on the achievement. It's like how Arjuna had his eyes on the eye of the bird. That precise, that particular, that focused and committed. Make it contextual. Contextual means that in what regard do you want to make it true? What's the reference that you want this to come true in? Ecological. Ecological basically is it good for me? Is it good for my family, my college? Is it good for the world? And then we have resources. What do you require to make your goals come true? Is it money? Is it collaboration? Is it people? Is it a place? What is it that you require to make your goals come true? And when you have these 5 things sorted, your goals are definitely closer to you. But there is something in the mind and the heart that may stop you or accelerate your growth. And let's look at what that is. It's called the PAW rule. Now, whenever you set your eyes to a bigger goal or to a difficult goal, your mind says, do you think it's possible? Now, the answer to that question determines what's going to happen. If you think it is possible, it is possible. Yesterday, I met a man, Harmanjeet Singh Oberoi, who is running a 151-kilometer marathon in Delhi on October 1st and 2nd. He's going to complete 151 kilometers of marathon running between October 1st and October 2nd. He is 62 years of age. How many of us can even run 4 kilometers? Forget about 151. So it's possible. Mr. Oberoi told us that it is possible. Are you able to do it? It may be possible. He set that benchmark for us. But are you able to do it? Do you have the power to make it happen? And then comes the most important factor. Are you worthy? Now, this is nothing to do with the reality. This is to do with what you think about yourself. Any goals that you have your eyes on, do you think you're worthy of that? Give me a yes in the chat box if you think you're worthy of achieving all your goals that you've set out for in life. Wonderful, wonderful, confident girls. I really love this. Now, when you set out your eyes on a goal and you have a feeling that I may not be worthy, it happens, okay? Like we have few people who will be downright honest. If I say that, you know what, something's going to come around and give you a mine of gold, somebody would say, no, I'm not worthy of achieving it. I'm not worthy of getting it. What do you do at that point in time? That is where self-love comes into picture. All of us have a benchmark of what beauty and brain is. Do you agree to that? We have a benchmark of what is beautiful and what is brainy. Give me a yes in the chat box if you agree. Perfect. Now, when we have the benchmark of the beauty and the brain, we are looking at achieving that at all points in time. But in reality, there is absolutely nothing like that which exists. I will show you a quick ad that Dove launched years ago, and look at it and then tell me, what do you think is the definition of beauty? So hold on, just look at this ad. In case the audio is not very clear, that's all right. It doesn't really have a sound, so don't worry about it. I'm just going to show you this ad. Yes, so what do you get out of this? There is absolutely no benchmark of beauty and brains. You are your benchmark. Say that to yourself, I am my benchmark. Say that right now internally to yourself. Say that I am the benchmark of the beauty and the brain. You decide what is beautiful. You don't let anybody else decide that. What makes us feel internally not worthy, unworthy, it is our childhood experiences. The way we've been brought up, our conditioning would make us feel, you know what, girls can't do that. Boys do this. This is not how girls sit. This is not how girls talk. Now, all the conditioning that's come to us stays with us. And our education also defines it. In the arena of sports, in the arena of going out, going global, there are different rules that girls follow. And then we have this constant comparison that is going on. And lastly, boys tend to determine the worth at times. If somebody says no to you or somebody is not treating you well, there is a point in life that you may think you are not worthy. Now, I want you girls to know that you are worthy come what may. And as an exercise, if you want to increase your worth and self-love, you could do that at night. When you're just going to bed, Put your hands on the heart and say, I love myself. I love my body. Accepting yourself just the way you are. And the more you do that, the more love you would have for yourself. I love myself. I love my body. Will you do that every single night before going to bed? Now, give me a yes in the chat box if you will do it. Every single night before you go to bed. I love myself and I love my body. Wonderful, wonderful. So this is basically a gratitude practice that we are setting up for ourselves. We are doing so much for our career, for our health, for our family. But what about me here? What about this individual with a heart, mind, soul? How do you get this individual going? The way you do that is when you say thanks to yourself. You know, there's a research that has happened on gratitude. And the research says that if you actually pay gratitude towards yourself and what you have in life, you will invariably be happier than the ones who do not do that as a practice. And if you want to look into that research, you just type 3 good things on Google and you will have a lot of research coming your way. So if you write 3 good things that happened to you every single day, you will be happier, you'll be calmer, you will have more success coming your way because you become a magnet of good things. In order to become a magnet for good things, we require gratitude, goal setting, and action. The 3 things that we require is gratitude, goals, and action. If you have these things going, you will definitely be successful in life. Now, if you look at it, have you had a scenario wherein a lot of your seniors probably got married after doing their graduation or post-graduation? Give me a yes in the chat box if you know of somebody who had plans in life in her career, but she went ahead and she married somebody. Perfect. Yes, Tamari, Yamini, Alicia, thank you. Yes, Kavya. Samya, yes, thank you. I got it. Now, she had life plans too. And then it was basically about getting married and looking after the household. And few of them may be working as well. I want to share a story with you here. This is a story of a farmer. A farmer had taken 2 different plots of land. And on one side of land, he had sowed seed of a different plant. And on the other side, it was plant B. Now, he took care of both sides of the plots very, very religiously every single day. And after 1 year, when the harvest time came, he looked at the plant, this side that he potted, the farm A, and he saw that there were little sprouts that were coming up. And he was very happy to see that. Then he moved to the other side, the plot B, the farm B. When he looked at that, there was nothing. It looked like a plain piece of land with nothing being sowed on it. So he said, okay, hold on. I'm a farmer. I have patience. I will just be a lot more patient. And he went on for another year, nurturing both the farmlands exactly the same way. Now, year 2, the plants here in the farm A had grown to shrubs. They were growing. It was fairly visible. And there was absolutely nothing that was happening on the farmland B. He was disappointed. And he said, hold on, there's something happening here. What do I need to do to get this going? And he put in a lot more effort in year 3 on the farmland B, and he continued to serve farmland A. Now, at this point in time, as the 3rd year completed itself, he saw that this side, the farm A, had huge trees that had come up. And on this side of the land, the farmland B, there was absolutely nothing. He was very, very disappointed. And after that, his friends came to him and told him, why don't you let this land go and plant the same seed as you did in farmland A? And he said, okay, you make sense, but let me give it one more year and then I will do that. And the third year, which is getting into the fourth year, he fed this farm well and he fed this farm well as well. Now, what happened at the end of the fourth year was magical. Here, there were 20 feet tall trees that had come up. And on this side of the farmland, there was nothing till third year, he had 80 feet long trees come up. Because he was sowing different seeds on both the lands. Here in farmland A, he was sowing coconut trees. And on the farmland B, they were bamboo trees. What is the difference? It is the game of the seed that you sow. That is the kind of fruit you are going to get. And at times, things take much longer to come through. It is not as easy as it seems. But what is important is perseverance and persistence. Give me a PP in the chat box if you agree. It's perseverance and persistence that's important. Yes. So if we have the persistence and the perseverance to carry on, everything that we do will give us results. So many women I know of who go ahead, plan their families, and alongside are doing courses in entrepreneurship and launching their own businesses. We just need a little idea to make that happen. And along with that little idea, the implementation happens with PP, with patience and perseverance. You have so many stories that go along, whether it's the Kentucky Fried Chicken, whether it's the Edison bulb story that we know. Everybody who made it, who became successful because they knew that their hard work is going to pay. I also want to touch upon something that one of you wrote in the chat box talking about happiness. Actually, a couple of you did. I want to tell you something. The pursuit of happiness, listen to me carefully, okay? It might just shift your paradigm of what happiness is. The pursuit of happiness is an illusion. There is no goal named happiness. And it might surprise a few of you, or rather a lot of you. Why do I say that? A life well lived, a life lived with purpose and full congruence leads to happiness as a byproduct. If you're doing a project that you love doing, you're so involved in the project that the completion or merely doing the project gives you happiness. If you are fully committed to a relationship, whether it's your family member, whether it's your siblings or your best friend, you have happiness as a byproduct of that commitment. How many of you agree with me? Write in the chat box A. People who agree with me here, write in the chat box A. Yes, Deepa. Prideshwara. Yes, Kausa. Yamini. Dharni. Hajira. Yes, you look at it. If we are living our life with purpose and commitment, happiness is a byproduct. So girls and ladies, do not pursue happiness. It's an illusion. The carrot stick story is not what it is. I'm sorry to break the news to you, but that's not how life works. It is not about let's do this and that will give me happiness. Let's do this and that'll give me happiness. Happiness is an internal quotient. When you live a good life, it leads to being happy. When you're so involved in a project, happiness just comes along. And that is what is also mental health. Somebody said that in the beginning that, she thought it was a mental health session. Of course it is. Because if I talk about mind, body, and gut, this is my mental, spiritual, and emotional health. Now, what exactly is mental health? Mental health is having a certainty about your own experience. That is mental health. When you know for certain you feel good or you don't feel good, that is mental health. Because if you feel good, you will be up and about to achieve whatever you want in life. And if you don't feel good, then you know there is something that you got to do with that. So remember, always and forever in your life, it is about ensuring that you become what with life and its experiences? Life experiences should make you better or bitter? It's obvious, better. So any kind of mental illness, health, wellness, whatever you may be in, it's a phase. It's important to let go of that, address it if required, talk to the experts, and ensuring that your life makes you a better person and not a bitter person. Exactly. That is what we are talking about. To make you a better person and not a bitter person. And if you were to look for a purpose and meaning with commitment in life, what is that we need the most? Isn't this the one? Is it not energy that we need to make us achieve our goals? If you have energy, you are young even at 80. Kalam Saab died young at that age. And if you don't have energy, you are old even at the age of 25. Do you agree with that? It's energy. Type E in the chat box if you agree with me. It's energy that will make purpose happen. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for such great responses. I just want to sum up everything that I said, and then I will leave it open to you for your sharings. Yes, that's it. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we are looking at a congruence of heart, mind, and spirit, the gut together. When we get that congruence, it's a good decision for us to make. In case there is no congruence, look out for options. Be flexible. Like, you know, people who've been to the hills, they see how water is so flexible. Bruce Lee said, "Be water, my friend," which means that water is so flexible, it just finds its way through. And then after that, the goals that you have in life, write down the top 3 things that are important to you, stick it on the wall, and have a look at it every 6 months. Write your goals down using PESA and know the power. It's possible, I will be able to do it, and I am worthy. To ensure and up your worthiness and self-care and self-love, get into 3 good things that you will write every day that you're thankful for. And before going to bed, you will talk to your heart and your body, and you will say to it, "I love myself, I love my body." The beauty and the brains, always remember there is different definitions for each individual. We are unique. It's like a snowflake. Each one is unique, and the expression of a human being is the biggest purpose of our life. So to be successful, look at gratitude, goals, and action. Remember PP, perseverance and persistence. And to top it all, ensure that life experiences make you better. Be careful in terms of choosing your mate, choosing your partner, because that will determine a large part of your life. So if any of the systems from the brain, heart, and the gut says no, please be careful. Do not give in to the temptations of this age. It's very easy to do that. But when you have your goals right in front of you, remember what Arjuna saw, only the eye of the bird. So when you have your family, career, health, and goals in front of you, you will not be deterred for it. Remember to be a bamboo tree or a coconut tree. Each one grows differently. And remember that happiness is a byproduct of a life well lived. And if you want to live a good life, energy is the key to that. I want to hear from a couple of you. Go ahead and unmute yourself. 2 things that you're taking back from this talk today. Just 2 things quickly. Unmute yourself. Let's hear a couple of you. We still have 5 minutes to go. Unmute and tell me 2 things that you're taking from this talk and you will implement in life. Come on, go ahead.
Ma'am, it would be mindfulness, and the second one will be a gratitude.
Thank you. Help me with your name.
Ma'am, myself, Mansa.
Mansa. So gratitude
and mindfulness.
Mindfulness. Perfect,
yeah.
Mansa. Thank you. Thank you. Let's have others quickly.
Ma'am, may I?
Please tell me your name and start.
Ma'am, I'm Nafisa from Indian Academy.
Hi,
And fifth sim. Ma'am, the 2 things I learned from this session would be choosing a right partner is very important, and also that happiness is a byproduct and I shouldn't be running after happiness but instead living it.
Perfect. Thank you, Nafisa. Let's have a few others share.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Myself, Ridhuswara.
Hi.
I'll be taking home about decision making, how it is been taking place, how to take a perfect decision, about gratitude and the PP.
Perfect. Thank you. Yes, who's going to go next?
Hi, Yamini here.
Hi, Yamini.
So I'll be taking 2 things. One is to love myself and fix my eye on my career.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. Yes. I want 5 more people to share. Quickly, just unmute yourself, tell me your name and go ahead.
Hi, this is Yogeshwari.
Yeah, Yogeshwari.
I would like to take goal setting as well as persistence.
Goal setting and?
Persistence. Being patient in life.
Yes. Perseverance and persistence. Thank you, Yogeshwari. Got it. Now look at it. Look at how it is. You have stuff to share, all of you. We are nearly 250 people here. And your mind is saying, let it be. This is how the mind interferes in life as well. So break the barrier. Come on and share yourself. Let's have 4 more people share quickly in 1 minute.
Hi, ma'am. This is Mosmi from Indian Academy.
Hi.
2 things which I have taken is to take good decisions in life, and the other is to be fixed and to be determined towards my goals. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, I'm Chinmay from Indian Academy Degree College, and I have taken as gratitude, goals, and taking a right decision in my future.
Thank you. Thank you. 2 more people, quickly.
Hi, Mom. This is Alicia from Indian Academy. The 2 things which I would like to take home is having confidence in ourselves and believing in ourselves that we can do it.
Wonderful. The belief and the confidence. And 1 more person, last person who gets to share. Let's see who's that.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Monisha.
Okay, so we'll have 2 of you. Okay, let's look at Monisha right now. Yeah.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Monisha from Indian Academy. And my 2 things will be taking decision using both heart and as well as mind. And another will be persistence.
Perfect. Yes. So let's have the last person share. The one that...
Hajra Fatima, Indian Academy Degree College. I may take 2 things to home. One is setting goal and taking a good decision. The other one is energy, which is very important to me now.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you, everybody. I had a great 1 hour with you. And remember to stay on track. It is okay to be lost. What's important is to be found again. And with that, thank you so much. And I look forward to interact with you in future as well. Over to you, Lata.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jess. We have Pooja, who will be doing the vote of thanks. Yeah, it was a wonderful session, Jess. I'm a fan of yours.
Thank you, Lata. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity, and thank you, Indrani, as well.
Yeah, Pooja.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Students, please fill the feedback link before you leave.
Honorable Chief Guest of the Day, Ms. Jas K. Bhatia, respected Chairman Dr. T. Somshekar, our beloved Principal Dr. E. Jerome Xavier, heads of the departments, members of Women's Council, and my dear friends. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of those who worked really hard to make this day happen. On behalf of Women's Council, Indian Academy Degree College, Autonomous, I extend a hearty vote of thanks to our chief guest, Ms. Jas K. Bhatia, who spared time from her busiest schedule to grace this occasion. Today, we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this was surely inspired us and encouraged us. Your thoughts have enlightened our minds and have shown us to take a new path. I'm immensely thankful to Ms. Jas K. Bhatia for her effort to make this event happen today. I extend thanks to all the Women Council members for their enormous cooperation within the organization of this event. Finally, I would like to thank all my friends who spared time to attend this webinar virtually. Thank you.
Thank you, Jess. I will go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jess. Yeah. Do you want to take any questions? Okay, she's left.
All of you, please fill the feedback link. The link is provided in the chat box.
Should we send a letter for
We'll send a letter. All of you must fill the feedback form to receive the certificate.